People always joked about work wives and work husbands, but I never thought it would become the thing that destroyed my marriage. My husband, Matt, had worked at the same marketing firm for almost 8 years. I'd been with him since before his first promotion. I knew all his coworkers by name, or so I thought. He used to talk about one woman a lot, Ashley. It was always little things like Ashley said the meeting was brutal, or Ashley brought donuts today. I remember asking once, "Do you talk to her a lot?" And he just smiled and said, "She's like my work twin. We team up on everything." I didn't think much of it. We'd been married 5 years and I trusted him. I didn't feel jealous. If anything, I felt guilty that I didn't have that kind of friend at my job. But slowly, I started noticing things. His phone used to be face up on the counter. Now it was always face down. He'd step outside to take a call more often. He said it was just work stress. I believed him until the night I borrowed his car. Mine had a flat, and I had to grab groceries. I reached into the center console for the insurance card and found a second phone, a cheap Android, like a burner. I didn't touch it at first. I just sat there staring at it. My stomach dropped. When I finally opened it, there were only a few apps. One was Signal. The messages were still logged in. The most recent conversation was pinned. It was Ashley. She had sent a selfie. Not naked, not inappropriate, just her in a hoodie, curled on a couch. The caption said, "Miss you already." That was all it took. My hands shook as I scrolled back. Hundreds of messages, inside jokes, voice notes, pictures of food he'd made her, of her wrapped in a blanket I recognized from our guest room. They talked about shows, inside phrases, little arguments, apologies, late-night calls. She called him babe, called her my other half. I went numb. I took photos of everything with my own phone. I didn't cry, yet I felt like I'd stepped outside of my body. I drove home, handed him the groceries, and said nothing. That night, I couldn't sleep. I just kept hearing his laugh in my head, wondering if it sounded different with her. The next morning, while he was showering, I opened his laptop. I didn't have the password, but it was the same one he'd used for years. Never thought I'd check. Inside was a folder labeled Q for reports. Inside that were photos, private ones. Of her, of them. Some in hotel rooms. Some from work events taken like they were a couple. One file was a video. I clicked it. It was them in a car singing together, hands intertwined on the gear shift. I felt sick. It wasn't even about sex, it was the intimacy. The ease, the way he looked at her. That's when I cried, not loud sobs. Just a steady stream of tears as I sat on the floor with the laptop on my knees, realizing I'd been replaced in the quietest way possible. He got out of the shower and found me there. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I just asked, "How long?" He froze. "How long, Matt?" He sat down and whispered. "About a year." He tried to explain it. Said it wasn't serious. Said they never officially slept together. That it was emotional. That he didn't mean to fall for her. That it just happened. He said he loved me. That he didn't want to lose me. That it was a mistake. I asked him if he'd ever thought about ending it. He said yes. I asked him when. He couldn't answer. That was all I needed to know. I packed a bag and left. Stayed with my sister. I told him not to call me for a few days. I needed space. He sent flowers. Letters. Said he'd end things with her. Said he already did. Said he was in therapy. I didn't respond. A week later, Ashley messaged me. I don't know how she got my number. She said she didn't mean to hurt me. That she thought he was going to leave me. That he told her our marriage was over. She said she was sorry. I didn't reply. Blocked her. The divorce took 6 months. He didn't fight it. He split everything evenly. He moved out of the city. Kept the dog. People asked me why I didn't try to work it out. They said it was just emotional, right? But that's the thing no one understands. He didn't just cheat on me. He built a whole second life. One with laughter and nicknames and trust. And she was the one who knew what his Tuesday meetings were like, or how he liked his coffee lately. I wasn't jealous of her. I was devastated that I was no longer his person and hadn't been for a long time. Now I'm rebuilding. I go to therapy. I'm learning to enjoy silence again. I cook for one. I take long walks. Sometimes I still wonder how he could smile in my face every day while texting her goodnight. But then I remember, the person who cheats with a secret phone and 2 lives isn't someone I ever really knew, and now I never have to know him again. Would you have stayed?